He had just days to live, the doctors figured, 2 months maybe. But after being abandoned by his birth family, Adam Pulraj, a baby born with deformities in a missionary hospital in India and adopted by a woman from Jacksonville and her new husband, defied the odds for years. On Sunday, Adam died of what was suspected to be pneumonia after being hospitalized. He'd been 4. 2 younger brothers who looked up to him and a large extended family, including grandparents in Jacksonville who doted on him, are leaving behind parents who uprooted their lives for him. His story, first published on Thanksgiving Day by the Times-Union in 2011 and picked up by major news outlets and blogs, went viral and encouraged people around the world to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars to help pay for his medical expenses, as well as offering his parents assistance, prayers, and accommodation while finding care for their son. Jessica Cooksey Pulraj, a graduate of Stanton College Preparatory, shared on her own blog, WeUnformed.com, and on social media the ups and downs of caring for her son with serious medical problems. On Facebook on Sunday afternoon, Jessica wrote, "Our little bird met early this morning with his maker and sustainer, the shepherd of his soul." Jessica, a nurse, and Raja Pulraj, an Indian psychiatrist, were only married for 6 months while working at a missionary hospital in Assam, India. One day in September 2011, Raja texted Jessica to tell her about the abandoned baby he'd just seen. The baby was born with Bartsokas pappas on September 18, 2011, an unusual condition that caused a cleft palate, missing eyelids, and fused fingers and legs. Doctors said the child wasn't going to live long. His mother left him at the hospital, and his family said that if he were returning to their village, he would be poisoned. Jessica and Raja, however, saw a boy they said was born in the image of heaven. Adam was named after him, and they brought him to their house. She was linked to doctors at UNC hospitals in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, where the first of many of his operations took place, after Jessica had contacted her family and friends to tell them about Adam, whom the couple soon adopted. Since finding in a Times-Union article that the family needed financial support to cover the medical bills, people around the world contributed more than $118,000 in just a few days. There will be more money coming in for more surgeries. Adam's gastrointestinal tract was removed from his urinary tract by physicians. His cleft palate was repaired. New eyelids were given to him, and his legs were amputated. His most recent procedure happened at the end of April, when doctors were operating on his hands. His story captured the attention of people around the world as Adam thrived and gave hope to people he encountered who were going through their own struggles. Adam was named a 1 in a billion kid by one of his doctors at 2 months of age, because few individuals with the same syndrome survive long after birth. Yet he was usually a normal boy at home. Early on, Adam was a curious kid, hypnotized by shiny, colorful lights and his shadow, and later by videos of baby Einstein in Bollywood. His physical limitations did not restrict his determination to explore the world. He'd crawl first, then he'd get around on a tricycle. He was equipped with his first pair of prosthetic feet in November and was learning to walk. Eventually, the family moved from India, staying for a brief period in the Jacksonville area before moving to Philadelphia, where Raja enrolled in seminary school and Adam attended preschool. The Pulrajas soon had 2 additional sons, Elliot, age 3, and Rohan, age 1. In November, when Jessica found him playing in his second-floor bedroom, Adam shocked his parents when he refused to wait for anyone to do for him what he could do for himself, even though his mother was sure she had left him downstairs. He'd pulled himself on his own up the entire flight of stairs. From swiping some of the blue frosting off his father's birthday cake, to sneaking out of his bedroom in the middle of the night to explore the house with Elliot, with whom he shared a bedroom, he could be a little bit mischievous. Elliot immediately blamed Adam when Jessica challenged the boys, and Adam started laughing just as quickly. Then there was the moment when, during the time of family commitment, Jessica felt a pillow strike her forehead. It was Adam that threw it at her. She realized it was followed by a pillow battle with his siblings, filled with giggles from everyone. There were plenty of peaceful moments, sitting on the kitchen counter as Jessica made her favorite chai tea, tucked on the back of her father in the carrier as the family went on a walk, or sat down during story time with his parents and daughters. According to the mother's social media and blog entries, Adam had gone through at least 17 operations, including the last one in April. On June 5th, he was back home when he fell ill. He was admitted to a hospital where on Wednesday he suffered respiratory failure. Members of the family prayed for him. They came to see Elliot and Rohan, and as they carried Adam in his hospital bed, Jessica and Raja brought with them a series of white lights. Jessica's Facebook post read in part after Adam's death on Sunday, "The peace that enveloped his frail, swollen body was amazing. He's going to be missed by so many. To describe the ache, It's indescribable. Yet to imagine the restoration of his body and to imagine him surrounded by glory and embraced by his father is a pretty good balm for our exhausted souls. In another touching story, nurse opens up about adopting the critically ill baby boy she cared for. We love him so much. Little Blaze's birth mother asked nurse Angela Farnan to keep the baby boy, who was born with a rare heart defect. Pediatric intensive care nurse Angela Farnan loves her tiny patients so much. She considers them family, telling people she has 15 to 20 children, depending on the day. When a patient's birth family asked her to adopt their medically fragile infant, Farnan, who can't have biological children of her own, eagerly agreed. Now Farnan, age 53, and her husband Rick, 57, are forever family to little Blaze, who has a rare heart defect. We love Blaze so much, Angela tells people. We're so happy to have him. Blaze was born on May 30th, 2017 at the OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois in Peoria, where Angela is a charge nurse in the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit, PICU. Before he was born, Blaze was diagnosed with hypoplastic left heart syndrome, a life-threatening condition that leaves one side of the heart too small. When Blaze was just 3 days old, he had his first open heart surgery. Afterwards, he went into Angela's PICU, where he won over his caregivers. This little guy has such personality, Angela says. I was just drawn to him. Blaze's parents lived far from the hospital and were raising their other young children. With Blaze's parents not able to be there consistently, the doctors, nurses, and hospital staff became Blaze's family. In December 2017, Blaze no longer needed to stay in the hospital, but he required intensive care that his family couldn't provide. The Farnans agreed to be temporary foster parents. They agreed to keep him until March 20th, the date of his second procedure. During that time, we fell in love with him, says Rick. Going into the second surgery was very tough on us because we didn't want to say goodbye to him, Angela says, but we were prepared to give him up. In the hospital following the surgery, though, Blaze's mother made an unexpected, heartfelt request. In Blaze's best interest, she asked, would the Farnans please keep him? Without hesitation, the tearfully overjoyed couple agreed. The adoption was finalized last June. A band of nurses is rallied to help Blaze whenever Angela and Rick, who runs a waste oil furnace business, cannot be there. He's never without anyone who isn't ultra qualified to watch him, Rick says. We've become a family of all these people who jumped in to help. Typically, children like Blaze, who face one more surgery by the time he's 5, tire more easily than others. Not Blaze. He's full of energy and doesn't seem to tire at all, Angela says. The spunky tyke knows how to find his favorite YouTube videos on his mom's iPad. Blaze and Angela even have their own song, Keith Urban's Blue Ain't Your Color, which Angela says is appropriate because with Blaze's condition, he really has turned blue. Life with Blaze has been amazing, the couple says. Adds Angela, sometimes I wake up and pinch myself and ask, is this real? Then I look over and yes, he's still there.